But Rogan was the blue. I have to say it, and I think I've DM'd him it. I don't think he replied, but I just said to him one day that the blueprint he set about authenticity and following whatever it is you're interested in has helped me so much, because there's more pressure to change when there's more people watching. And I've seen petitions and I've seen little movements on LinkedIn trying to get me to have more of these kind of people on. The single biggest request I have on this podcast is to, quote, interview normal people that are at the start of their journey. That's the quote. That's what they say to me. And I go, well, if you'd interviewed Stephen at 18,
yeah,
not a lot to talk about. So it'd really be them interviewing me, maybe. That tends to what happens. Who would be the student in that situation? But that's the most popular request I get, is to go and interview, quote unquote, normal people. So ignoring that, I mean, as you must have had to ignore the external pressure of changing or telling a certain type of joke or being a certain type of person.
No, I think the audience, though, for me, because of that immediate feedback loop, they do tell me what they find funny. And that kind of leads you down a road of going, well, that's interesting. People want to hear this. I think the reason people are drawn to my comedy is partly because there's not a lot of censorship in our society. There's quite a lot of self-censorship. So people aren't speaking freely in the office or even at home. They're not saying what they really think. Have you noticed this thing? Opinion polls don't seem as accurate as they once were. And that's because people don't feel like they don't vote in the same way as they express themselves in the world. So they come and see me live and there's no filter and this guy's saying whatever he wants. This guy doesn't seem to give a fuck. Very cathartic. If you're spending your days going, well, I know what the right thing to say is, so I'll say the right thing. If you want to see who has power in a society, who can't you criticize?